The Kansas City TBones proudly present TBones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of fun well done. The TBones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome back, Community America Ballpark, live in Kansas City, Kansas. Nathan Moore back with you as we resume July 2nd's game against the St. Paul Saints. A 9-inning game to finish last night's game, and then a 7-inning game as Jared Messer will take the start in Game 3 of this 3-game series. So we have 9 innings to complete today, or technically just a little over 4 innings, and then all the 9 or 7 innings starting in the final game of the series, which will be coming immediately after, about 30 minutes after the resume game from last night. When we resume after the warm-up tosses in just a little bit, the Kansas City T-Bones and the Saints will be tied at 3 runs apiece. Kansas City scored all 3 of their runs in the first inning last night. The Saints a couple in the first and then 1 in the third as the game was stopped due to rain. It'll be Benji Waite coming in to pitch. So Benji Waite, the new pitcher for the Saints, and it will be the top of the order for Kansas City. So Rodriguez, Massey, Blackwood for Kansas City as we resume Game 2 of the series, and once again, Game 3, the final game of the series, will start roughly around 7 o'clock. It'll be just a 7-inning game here tonight. So the right-handed reliever, Benji Waite, first pitch of his outing is a little bit low. 3-3 tie, bottom of the 5th inning. Each team with 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Each team equally the same on the scoreboard. Gray tops, gray pants for the Saints. Maroon tops, white pants for Kansas City. There's a first pitch strike. Now the count's even 1-1. Sterling Rodriguez started the game last night in the first inning with a single to lead off the bottom of the first. He would come around to score on the Vladimir Frias 2-out RBI double. 1-1 pitch is a bit low and inside. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez batting .237, couple of home runs, 9 RBIs. And now really will show how strong each one of these bullpens is in this series, because obviously the bullpen will finish this game. And then, of course, depending on how each starter goes in the final game, the bullpen will have a big emphasis on the conclusion of the series. Kansas City won the first game of the series on Friday night, and we will know the victor of the series here in just a little while. This pitch, line to the left field, dropping quickly. It's going to fall in for a hit. Bad angle, Argo. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Rodriguez has a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now he slides and almost falls completely down and kind of hops back to the bag at second. He is safely put as a leadoff double in the 5th inning. So Rodriguez has a couple of hits. Each hit has been a leadoff at-bat. And now Kansas City has out-hit the Saints, at least so far in this game, 7-6. That'll bring up Tyler Massey. Tyler 1 for 2, singled in the first inning last night, also came around to score. All 3 runs that John Straka allowed last night, all were earned last night. Kansas City trying to get right to the relief pitcher Benji Waite here in the first inning. They are expecting a bunt, is the Saints. Sanko, the first baseman, is in on the grass, as is the third baseman, Hansen. More on the defense in just a little bit. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss, and the count's 0-1. Gretz does the catching. Hansen at third, Thomas at short, Harris at second, Sanko at first, and the outfielders left to right for St. Paul. Argo, Almadova, and Christensen. 3-3 tie, bottom of the 5th inning. A 9-inning game followed by a 7-inning game. Strike pitch is swung on and missed, and very quickly Tyler Massey behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Massey has been absolutely on a tear for Kansas City ever since we got into the month of June. Ground ball to short. Risky proposition by Rodriguez. He'll be tagged out at third. That's a bad base running play by Starlin Rodriguez. There's no reason in the world that he should have gone there. It was an easy play for Thomas, and the 6-5 putout on the fielder's choice. Massey is at first base. Rodriguez makes the first out at third. A bad base running move here in the 5th inning. Maz kind of talking with Rodriguez as he comes back into the dugout. That is not how you want to start this inning after the leadoff double. So now 1 on, 1 out. Massey at first for the first baseman Blackwood. Jake 0 for 2 in this game, trying to get his first hit of the second game of the series. Waite comes set, and the pitch is a little bit low. So Benji Waite, the right-hander, having some issues a little bit with the strike zone. 6'3", 225-pound right-hander from Alabama. Last year pitched for Winnipeg as well as the Red Hawks of Fargo-Moorhead. Runner at first, Massey, 1 out in the 5th. And the 1-0 pitch is a chopper foul off of his foot. The count's even 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kansas City. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Saints. Each team scoring the bulk of their runs in the first inning last night. All 3 runs for Kansas City scored in the first after the Saints took a 2-0 lead in the top half of the first. Saints then tied the game in the third with 1 run. A leadoff double, and then Rodriguez out at third, trying to move up 90 feet on a ground ball to the left side by Massey. Jake Blackwood batting .266, 41 hits and 154 at-bats. 7 of those are home runs. Also 36 RBIs is the team high. Benji Waite looking in, has the agreeance with the sign of the snap through to first, and Massey dives back safely. So Kansas City immediately with the runner in scoring position, but that has been erased. And now a big first out made by a nice defensive play by Thomas. He made a risky defensive play last night that really altered that first inning. Here's a fly ball fouled on the right field line, but out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow morning, the team will leave to South Dakota, Sioux Falls, for a quick 3-game series and then a quick 3-game homestand again for Sioux City as they come to town for the first time this year before Kansas City hits the road on a long 7, make it 10 games in 11 days. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes, and a foul ball. Massey had a pretty good break, but he'll have to go back to first. Sioux Falls, just a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday series, and then Kansas City will have 9 home games remaining in the month of July before Kansas City was 16 home games in the month of August into September. Kansas City needing a couple of big wins here today to try to get the record closer to 20 wins. 1-2 pitch, little blooper, right center field's going to drop in for a hit. Massey read it perfectly. He'll go first to third, and Kansas City has runners on the corners and 1 out in the 5th inning. So now how big of a play was that by Rodriguez trying to go to third on a ground ball in front of him? Or Kansas City would have had the lead. Instead, first and third, 1 out, no runs are in, and here comes Anthony Gallos, who is 0 for 2 in the game. So we'll see if Anthony Gallos can get the job done, give Kansas City their second lead of this game. Gallos, who had a big game on Friday, a couple of home runs, and hit the ball well last night before the rain came in. He hit one about 400 feet to right center for an out. And the first pitch here is an 89-mile-per-hour fastball and a called strike. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-3 ties, second game of 3. After Gallos, Vladimir Frias will follow. Frias has the big hit that drove in 2. Here's a little chopper foul off of his foot down the third base line, and the count's 0-2. So Gallos in a hurry, down 0-2. When we get to the final game of the series, which is later tonight, Jared Messer will face Alec Crawford. Messer has been very good. Alec Crawford has not been good. On paper, anyway. Here's the 0-2 pitch and a little blooper. Shallow right field. Going back Harris. And the second baseman makes the play, and Gallus cannot get the job done. So base running miscues for sure so far in this inning has really haunted Kansas City. And now, once again, up comes Vladimir Frias to try to be the hero. A 2-run, 2-out double last night that gave Kansas City their first 2 runs of the game. He then came around to score the 3rd run of the first inning. And now the T-Bones are asking him once again to come up with a big 2-out RBI hit. On deck, the second baseman, Brett Wiley, will follow, followed by Jimmy Mojica if he gets an opportunity. Runner at first, Blackwood, he has singled. Runner at third is Massey. He reached on a fielder's choice, and Frias takes a first pitch strike. This inning started off with a double, but a big base running miscue by Starlin Rodriguez has turned this inning somewhat upside down. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit. The 0-1 pitch is a pitch that was way inside, but Frias fouls it straight back. And now he is at the mercy of the right-handed relief pitcher, Benji Waite. Blackwood, not a big lead at all. He is not moving. The 0-2 pitch is a chopper foul right at home plate, and the count stays the same, 0-2. So first and third, 1 out. Gallus couldn't get it to the outfield. He popped up to the second baseman. T-Bones have had a lot of chances in this inning to take that lead back. Now it's going to come up to Frias one more time, and hopefully he moves the inning on to Brett Wiley. Base hit, Kansas City would reclaim the lead. And Waite will step off the pitcher's plate and ask for a new baseball. A light crowd right now, which is to be expected. Not a lot of people knew, unless you were at the game last night, that Game 2 would be resumed at 5:15, so the crowd will really start to grow, give or take around 6:30 tonight. Big fireworks show tonight. Ground ball off of the pitcher. Waite uses his back to stop it, and the throw over to first is in time. So Kansas City really just not wanting to score in the 5th. They had 2 huge critical opportunities and failed to cash them in. We head to the 6th inning. We're tied at 3 on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
We head to the sixth inning. Community America Ballpark, Kansas City and the Saints tied at 3. As we head to the sixth inning, we will have a new pitcher as expected for Kansas City. And pitching for the first time for Kansas City is John Kovalik. Kovalik, 5'10", right-hander, 205 pounds from Aurora, Ohio. He is a rookie. Kansas City acquiring him from Gary as a part of the Castillo trade that was done way back. So Kovalik pitching in a high, somewhat pressure situation, coming in for the first time as a member of the T-Bones, pitching in a tie game in the sixth inning of a shortened game with just 4 innings to play today, before we move the game into the final game of the series. So it'll be Argo, Caldwell, Christensen for the Saints. That's their 6, 7, 8 hitters. Defensively for Kansas City, Brian Erie returns behind the plate. Mojica at third, Frias at short, Wiley at second, Blackwood at first. Your outfielders left to right, Rodriguez, Massey, and Wheat for Kansas City. 3-3 tie, top of the sixth. Second game of the series in which Kansas City leads the series 1-0. First pitch to Argo is in the dirt. First time this year that Kovalik once again has pitched for Kansas City, so no numbers in a T-Bones uniform. Third baseman Mojica basically standing on the bag at third base. And the 1-0 pitch is hit a mile into the air. Vladimir Frias, with very good range into shallow left field near the foul line, will make the catch, and the first out made in the sixth inning. Kansas City has needed some help in the pitching department. Kovalik will be immediately thrusted into a situation today, and we will see how he progresses today. We will see how he helps this bullpen, in which the bullpen has really been, for the most part, we've talked about it all season long. They have pretty much done their job. They have done more than their fair share. First pitch to Tony Caldwell is right there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Caldwell last night before the rains came was 1 for 1, an RBI single, a 2-out RBI single in the third that tied the game. He was also hit by a pitch in the first inning to load the bases. David Holman, the starter for Kansas City, went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. All of those runs were earned. Kovalik will miss a bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Obviously, with a shortened game, and the reason I keep saying shortened is because we're picking it up practically in the sixth inning. So, really, who manages the bullpen better, who picks the situations better, is going to win this game and have a really good chance of having a very good day today, collectively, with the game to follow. Kansas City going with Kovalik. The Saints, in their inning, going with Benji Waite. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tony Caldwell. Here comes the pitch. And a check swing. Caldwell did not go around, according to the first base umpire, Brian Child. Two balls, 2 strikes by Tony Caldwell, trying to get the first base runner of the day for the Saints. The pitch, good breaking ball and a pop foul straight behind home plate. And the count stays, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right fielder Chad Christensen to follow. He is 0 for 2 in the 8 spot. Outfield pretty shallow. The warning track today significantly better than we saw last night. Boy, the warning track looks pretty good, like we just Didn't have any rain. 2-2 pitch. And it hit him. So Kovalik, after the count way in his favor, 1-2, hits a batter. And Tony Caldwell is aboard for the Saints with one out here in the 6th inning. Chad Christensen flew out to center field in the 1st. He's also grounded out to 2nd in the 3rd. So Kansas City here looking to get a ground ball double play. That was a big free base runner to give away in the bottom of the part of the order. So Kovalik, after getting the leadoff out, now issues a free pass. And now the Saints looking to take full advantage. Double play up the middle. Double play depth, that is. And Mojica once again standing on the bag at 3rd. Played perfectly. Never mind. He lets it go through his glove into left field. All the way into the corner. And runners going to 2nd and 3rd. They throw behind the base runner at 3rd, and they got him out. Tony Caldwell had overran 3rd base. And Jimmy Mojica firmly applied the tag on Caldwell, who overran 3rd. And instead of 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, it's a runner at 2nd base and now 2 outs. So each team making a blunder on the bases. And that one is going to be ruled a double off the bat of Christensen. And the hit by pitch, Caldwell out at 3rd. So it's a double. 7 hits now for the Saints, but a huge base running mistake by Tony Caldwell. So instead of 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, now 2 outs, as the home plate umpire Trent Delmont in firmly good position at 3rd base covering the play. So now Kovalik needs to take a deep breath and try to get the final out of the inning. That ball was just a shot on the 3rd base line. Mojica had it played perfectly, and then I don't know if it hit the tip of his glove or if he just simply olayed it, but regardless, the ball went all the way into the corner. And it almost became a treacherous situation for Kansas City. Instead, not as much damage at all right now if Kovalik can get the number 9 hitter, which is not an easy hitter to get. Gretz is batting .342 despite an 0-for-2 start last night. Kovalik checks the runner at 2nd, looks in. The 1-0 pitch is a high pop foul out of play to the left side, and the count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike. So a 1-out hit by pitch almost turning into be a huge run for the Saints, but instead, Rodriguez got the ball in so quickly. And Mojica, who was on the bag at 3rd, just simply applied a tag to a overrunning Caldwell, and Kansas City now trying to use that as big momentum to get him out of the 6th. Fly ball to center. Massey is there. Instead of a sacrifice fly and the Saints lead, it's the 3rd out of the inning in inning number 6. So each team pretty much not wanting to score in their first half inning of offense as both teams running into huge outs on the bases. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-3 tie on the TBones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-3 tie. Kansas City in the 6th inning. We'll send up Brett Wiley, Jimmy Mojica, and Dalton Wheat in the 6th inning. Matt Folks is making himself comfortable here in the press box, or trying to get there, as he will be testing out the new headset for 2016.
Yeah, how about that? Not trying to get comfortable. I'm just trying to not sit on your equipment.
Goodies as well.
And goodies, yes.
So
Plus, your producer engineer takes up so much room over here.
yes, he's a large fellow. I tell you, if he continues to eat M&Ms like that, like medicine,
He'll be even larger.
he will be. So each team, like I said, Matt, obviously jokingly being sarcastic, but each team, their first series of offense looks like they just don't want to score. They're just running into big timeouts. The Saints should have scored a run, as should have Kansas City, but two big base running mistakes, and we're still tied as we go to the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, both teams being a little over-aggressive in that inning.
So now Benji Waite goes back to work, and the first pitch, fastball misses high to Brett Wiley. Wiley 1 for 2 last night before the rains came, or you might want to call it a mini monsoon. Did it rain? Did it pick up again late last night before you got out of here, Matt?
It did. Right before I left.
Shot down the right field line, hooking into the corner. It's a fair ball, just barely hit the chalk. So Wiley is going to have a leadoff double. So back-to-back innings of the resumed game. Kansas City has started their innings off with an extra base hit. Wiley now 2 for 3 in the game that started last night. That will be completed here at some point tonight, but another good start of an inning for Kansas City. So that'll bring up Jimmy Mojica. Jimmy 1 for 2. He reached both times yesterday. He struck out, reached on a wild pitch. He also had a 2-out RBI single in the first inning, so he has had some success offensively in just the brief time he's been back in Kansas City. They are expecting a bunt, is the Saints. The first baseman, Sanko, in on the infield grass, as is the third baseman, Hansen. First pitch on the way. Mojica shows a bunt, missed it, and the count's 0-1.
Yeah, Trent Delmont said he went after that one.
It's interesting to see the lights already coming on at 5:30, but there's no sun. It's kind of a hazy overcast. There's not a threat of rain, knock on wood. This pitch misses inside, and the count's 1-1 strike, but a ton of rain yesterday in the area. It started really Friday night and just continued to rain throughout the entire day yesterday. And so just no sun to speak of. We probably won't see it today, but not really all that windy. There is a breeze out toward left, but not a big push for the offense. Runner took off, but this is another fouled bunt, and the count's 1-2.
Yeah, if that bunt gets down, regardless where it is, Wiley got such a great jump that he would have been safe at third, rather.
So Kansas City having issues with the bunt here in inning number 6. Waite trying to get Mojica out for the first time in his opportunities. The 1-2 pitch is a chopper foul in foul territory again. So third base coach Dave Schaub will look at it, roll over near the Saints dugout. I mentioned it last night, but the grounds crew once again doing a good job with the field, and kind of the allure of it, of course, 4th of July weekend. 4th of July is tomorrow, but big fireworks tonight. There was some good fireworks last night. A breaking ball flipped into center field, dropping quickly. It is going to fall for a hit. So Mojica, who couldn't get the bunt down, comes back with a little bloop single in front of the center fielder, Almadova. Kansas City has runners on the corners and nobody out in inning number 6.
Yeah, when I got here about 1:30 today, it was the warning track was in pretty rough shape. And from what I understand, they had just taken the tarp off, and it was pretty soggy out behind second base where they usually dump the water. But here we are 4 hours later, and it's actually in pretty good shape. I was out walking the outfield earlier today, and it's damp, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
Well, on the warning tracks, of course, you can assume that they are a little wet. Here's a drag bunt down the first base line. It will roll just foul, or that would have been an infield single. So Dalton Wheat trying to pull the defense in a bit. He is 1 for 2. You could expect that the warning tracks would be wet, more of a muddy mixture, but there's not a lot of water at all. There are only a couple spots you actually see water. It will be obviously soft. The outfielders will know that. But for the summer we've had, in particular the heat of June, one of the hottest Junes in record, you look at the outfield of the infield grass, it looks remarkable. 0-1 pitch gets away from the catcher. This will benefit because Mojica will go to second. Wiley does not come in to score, but a wild pitch does move up the runners. So now the double play is out of order for the Saints. Second and third, nobody out for Dalton Wheat. But I don't remember the grass surface looking this good into the month of July for the last couple of years. So they've really taken great shape of it, great care of it.
As the infield now in for the Saints.
1 ball, 1 strike, and a swing and a miss, a pitch that was low and out of the zone, and the count's 1-2. Am I actually seeing a blanket here?
You are seeing a blanket, yes.
July 3rd, got blankets out.
I see a couple sweatshirts out there.
Don't worry, the Heat will be back soon enough, if you are a fan of the Heat. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, great block by Gretz, and the count's 2-2. I think I saw the high today was only supposed to be 72. I know when I got to Cameron last night, it was 61 by the time I got home. That was interesting to see.
So you didn't stay in the city last night?
No,
huh?
not last night.
Okay.
2-2 pitch and a chopper foul straight back, so Dalton Wheat having a very good at-bat with Benji Waite. Kansas City has action of their bullpen as a lefty begins to warm up. Looks like DeLuca is warming up for Kansas City. No action of the bullpen for the Saints. Kansas City a base hit away from taking a 2-run lead, perhaps. 2-2 pitch and another foul ball straight back. So Dalton Wheat is not going easily here in the 6th inning.
No, and he has not gone easily since he's been in a Kansas City uniform, batting .372, but, you know, it's interesting because there's sometimes his swing looks bad. I mean, just to put it bluntly, but he makes great contact, can stay alive, and we'll see what he can do here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, a right-hander looking in. The pitch on the way, and another foul ball straight back. You know what I like the most that really kind of goes directly? I know who Dalton Wheat is for one thing. It's the batting gloves. They almost, from a distance, look like construction gloves.
Well, they are working gloves.
Yeah.
Up close, they look like construction gloves.
Yep. Two-two pitch on the way, and a chopper right back to the mound. The contact play was on, and Kansas City has a run. So an infield single back to the pitcher. That was a swinging bunt practically for Dalton Wheat, his second hit of the game, and Kansas City has a runner in and have themselves another lead. So it's now 3-2 Kansas City. Mojica goes to third, runners on the corners, and 3 consecutive hits in the 6th inning for Kansas City, and up comes Brian Erie. Talk about a great battle between Wheat and Waite. And the young rookie right fielder makes the Saints pay a little bit. A little bit of a wet surface, you could tell. Waite was trying to flip it with the glove and couldn't get the ball to the plate. So Kansas City takes advantage. Now a foul ball straight back off the bat of Brian Erie, and the count is 0-1. So 4-3 Kansas City. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And if a guy were ever hitterish, it's Brian Erie.
174 in his brief time back in Kansas City. Here's a chopper foul off of his foot, and the count is 0-2. Now, you never want to see a double play, Matt, but even if Brian Erie were to hit it into the double play area up the middle, Kansas City would then take a 2-run lead. So at this particular point, late in a game, only needing 9 outs on defense, and a bullpen that in this situation is starting to fill out rather nicely for Kansas City. That extra run at third base would be critical for Kansas City. Any way you can get it in. Waite looks in, the 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss. That's worse than a double play. So Brian Erie is 0 for 3, and that'll bring up the left fielder Starlin Rodriguez. Rodriguez does run very well at the top of the order. He is a tough guy to double up, and he has had good success against the Saints, at least in this game. 2 for 3, doubled in the 5th, which was just a moment ago. Did have a bad base running judgment call in the 5th inning, made the first out of the inning over to third. So the leadoff double turns into a run. Kansas City looking for more, and the first pitch way outside for a ball. Starlin, at least to me, Matt, looking like he's starting to get more comfortable at the plate. Still striking out way too high for a guy at the top of the order, but when he starts to get great recognition like that pitch right there, way outside on like a two-seam fastball, that's the pitch that he usually goes after. He usually gets fooled on the pitches outside and really helps pitchers out, but when he seems to get his plate recognition down, then he'll become even much more of a dangerous hitter at the top of the order. Way ahead, 2-0, and I flip over to first. Back is Dalton Wheat. A contact hitter and a really good base runner at first base as well. So now with the 2-0 count, Kansas City might be up to something here as well with some sort of a play on. They could, perhaps, put Wheat in motion. Another pickoff play over to first, and Wheat dives back safely.
Yeah, Wade is expecting something from Wheat.
Rodriguez batting .243, runner not going, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. That was a pretty hittable fastball at 88, and the count's 2-1. That's the one there that would have been a perfect pitch had the hit and run been on. It would have been to the right side. Now the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball stays a bit high, and the count's 3-1. So a hitter's count for sure, and a dangerous hitter by the likes of Tyler Massey awaiting next for Kansas City. Outfield straight up, no shift. Corner outfielder's a little bit shallower than the center. And a big swing and a miss on a changeup. Full count, 3-2. Double play depth up the middle. First baseman Sanko holding Wheat on at first. Runner goes. 3-2 pitch, a strikeout, throw to second base, and the tag is applied. Kansas City will not take advantage of first and third no outs in the sixth inning. So one run does come in to score, but Brian Erie and Rodriguez both strike out. And then Dalton Wheat caught stealing second base. And if Kansas City would have had a rougher start on the offensive end than what we've seen so far, it would be even much more of a shock. Kansas City just can't get that clutch hit in the sixth inning. We head to the seventh. Kansas City with a 4-3 lead. Back after this on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, Make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Oh, my. Welcome back, Community America Ballpark, live in Kansas City, Kansas. And as Evan DeLuca comes into the game in the 7th, alongside Matt Folks, Nathan Moore with you to tell you about Evan DeLuca and to get you through the 7th inning. Here's Matt Folks.
Thank you, Nate. Evan DeLuca making his 18th appearance on the season. He's 0-1 with a 2.42 ERA. He's pitched in 22 1/3 innings, giving up 13 hits, 9 runs. 6 of those have been earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 22. Opponents hitting 167 against DeLuca, which is the low for T-Bones pitchers. Far and away, he has been the most consistent pitcher out of this bullpen. So he will come in here in the 7th to face the top of the order, Harris, Almadova, and Hansen. Kansas City leading at 4-3 after scoring 1 run in the bottom of the 6th inning, which you'll take. However, 1st and 3rd with nobody out and unable to get either of those runs across as Harris lays one down. DeLuca will play it over to first in time for out number 1. You just hope, if you're Kansas City, as we sit here, we hope that that does not come back to bite them. I have an odd feeling that this does not end up being a 4-3 game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Masna's coaching staff handles the bullpen in this game, knowing that there's a game right after it. And with that being said, maybe they extend DeLuca 2 innings, which would really help the cause for this game if he can get through this inning.
Well, Kovalik, as this pitch is down low, Kovalik did hit a batter and gave up a double last inning, but a base running blunder by Caldwell helped Kansas City out immensely. DeLuca works out of the stretch with nobody on. The next pitch is upstairs as Almadova showed bunt. 2-0.
Now, this is the dangerous inning, the danger inning, because of the fact of Almadova not as dangerous as Hansen or Sanko or Thomas, but those guys are looming large. You don't want to have anybody on base when they come up.
Here's the 2-0. Low and away. So 4 pitches, and 1 out and 3 balls.
DeLuca has walked 12 in those 22 innings, but has the ability for a lot of strikeout stuff, so hope obviously he gets back in it. You can't afford a free pass with the heart of the order coming up.
Here's a 3-ball pitch, and it's in there for a strike. DeLuca also a very good ground ball pitcher. 3-1 the count. DeLuca comes set at the belt. The kick and the 3-1 is lifted into right field. Coming in is Wheat. He will dive and not make the play as it bounces just in front of his glove. So 1-out single for Almadova here in the 7th.
Good effort. Very luckily that the ball didn't scoot beyond him. And, of course, the wet surface helping a little bit, but he also kind of shaded the ball with his body. But that gets by him on a dive, and that could have been disastrous, but you like to see the effort.
Yeah, Almadova with very good speed could have ended up at third with no problem. Instead, he's at first with 1 out for Nate Hansen. Hansen earlier in this game, as in last night, doubled with an RBI, also walked and scored. DeLuca, long look at first base, now comes to the plate with it. And it's fouled back toward the St. dugout.
We talk about the speed of Almadova. He's got 14 of the 50 stolen bases. Obviously the top 2 on their team, the Saints with Harris and Almadova. Harris already out in this inning. We already saw 1 caught stealing in the series. We saw it last night. Harris was caught trying to steal second.
So 1 strike to Hansen, a .284 hitter. As we'll get some action in the Saints bullpen. Kansas City leading at 4-3, top of the 7th. Almodovar with his lead, leaning towards second base. As DeLuca comes to the plate, it's low and inside, but a little different stance over at first as Almodovar takes his lead. It's almost a track-type stance as you're getting ready to go off for a sprint. Kind of leaning a little bit towards second base, has his body turned a little bit toward the bag. A safe enough lead that if the lefty DeLuca goes over there, Almodovar would or should not have any problems getting back. One on the count to Hansen, one out here in the 7th. DeLuca, the lefty out of White House Station, New Jersey, kicks and delivers, and this one is a little bit outside. So 2-1 is DeLuca struggling to find his control here in the early part of the 7th inning. Almodovar with his lead at first. The kick and the 2-1 is high and away. So after going 3-1 on Almodovar before Almodovar singled out to right, DeLuca now 3-1 to Hansen. In case you're just joining us, Kansas City with one run in the bottom of the 6th. They lead at 4-3, but had a prime opportunity to add to that lead. Here's a 3-1 on the ground towards short. Could be 2 to second for 1, over to first in time for a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. We said DeLuca has a chance to throw some ground balls, and he throws one perfectly timed right there on a 3-1 pitch to Nate Hansen and gets out of the 7th, faces the minimum here in the 7th. It would be stretch time here at Community American Ballpark. We're in the second day of a suspended game, so no 7th inning stretch, but we are heading to the bottom of the 7th with Kansas City leading it by a score of 4-3. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
As we head to the bottom of the 7th, we'll get a new pitcher for St. Paul. It'll be Cody Wheeler. Wheeler is a 5'11", 165-pound left-hander out of Spotsylvania, Virginia. I will admit I've never heard of Spotsylvania, Virginia. We might have to Google that one and find out where Spotsylvania, Virginia is.
I was going to ask you to spell it, but it really doesn't look that difficult to spell.
It's kind of the way it sounds.
Yep.
He'll be here to face Tyler Massey, Jake Blackwood, Anthony Gallus. Kansas City leading at 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. He is Nathan Moore. I'm Matt Folks. We are at Community America Ballpark, finishing up last night's game, which was suspended as we went to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cody Wheeler 0-2, 3.15 ERA. The left-hander comes set. And the first pitch to Massey is going away. Wheeler making his 17th appearance. All out of the bullpen. He's pitched in 20 innings, given up 20 hits. 8 runs, 7 of those earned. He's walked 13, struck out 20. Has not given up a home run. As this one's down low to Massey. Has given up 3 doubles, no triples. Has faced 91 hitters. They're hitting .270. Against the lefty Cody Wheeler out of Spotsylvania, Virginia. The 2-ball pitch to Massey is grounded foul on the first base side. Have you looked it up, producer engineer? Spotsylvania, Virginia. He's slacking on his job. We might have to withhold some M&Ms. We will see how that goes as this night progresses.
Ration off the M&Ms.
Might have to. The next pitch from Wheeler is grounded sharply into right field for a base hit, just getting past the second baseman, and Massey will have his second hit of the game. Now Massey, and it actually goes back to the first inning last night when he got a base hit in the first inning that in a 3-run inning for Kansas City, but Massey has reached safely in 11 consecutive games here at Community America Ballpark. Brings up Jake Blackwood as the first pitch to Jake is down low. Now Spotsylvania, not Whatsylvania, Spotsylvania. There it is, Spotsylvania, Virginia. Whatsylvania, Spotsylvania.
All the same,
Some
right?
kind of a Vania, yeah. Here's the kick and the 1-ball pitch to Blackwood. Big swing and a miss as he went chasing one way out of the zone. Spotsylvania, Virginia is a city with a population of about 130,000.
Wow.
As a snap throw to first, but diving back safely is Massey. They even it's the crossroads of the Civil War, they say. We're gonna get into Spotsylvania here. We tell you though that Kansas City leading us 4-3. I like it. Yes.
Already. Yeah.
Massey with his lead at first. The kick and the pitch is down low to Blackwood. Spotsylvania County contains a mix of beautiful rural. Shall I go into my radio voice?
Sure.
And urban landscapes, and was one of Virginia's fastest growing counties. Within its boundaries, we got to wait on this next pitch. A wealth of historical attractions from the colonial and Civil War eras. It still doesn't tell me where it is, but here's the 2-1 to Blackwood. It's way low and inside. It was established in 1721.
Wow.
It was named for Alexander Spotswood, colonial governor of Virginia, who founded ironworks in the early 1700s.
Charlie, I know where you're going next summer if you have a vacation.
We might be. Now I'll tell you why here in a second. Here's the 3-1. It's low and away. So Blackwood will walk here with nobody on the 7th. So Kansas City with something going once again. As Tyler Massey will be at second base, and Blackwood with the walk from Wheeler will be at first. That brings up Anthony Gallus. So here's why it's the crossroads of the Civil War. We're talking about Spotsylvania, Virginia. 4 major Civil War battles were fought on Spotsylvania soils, including one of the bloodiest of the war, the Battle of Spotsylvania Courthouse in May 1864. It was during this battle that the clash between the armies of Grant and Lee, hold on, after this pitch from Gallus, and it's outside to Gallus. That's where it took place. 3 other major battles occurring in Spotsylvania County were at Wilderness, Fredericksburg, and Chancellorsville. So there you go.
Wow.
Still does not tell me where it is approximately in Virginia, but it is of historical significance as the 1-0 pitch paints the black on the outside corner. So it's located along Interstate 95 between Washington, D.C. and Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, there you go. Two places you do know where they're located.
I've got a vague idea, yes.
You know, Cameron, just to kind of classify Cameron compared to Spotsylvania, which is not really possible to do.
Big swing and a miss from Gallus.
But Cameron's motto, when you drive into Cameron, you know, population 9,000, is the crossroads of America.
Really? Now, how is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's right in the middle of the
You
United
live in
States.
Cameron. You're kind of the mayor of Cameron, and you have not tried to figure out why it's the crossroads?
I'm just assuming maybe it's the center point of the United States.
Well, it's not, but that's why I'm curious. As the ball goes through the legs of the catcher, Gretz, that's going to move Kansas City up to second and third and take away a potential double play. Here with nobody out here in the 7th inning.
St. Paul's not playing like the best team in the league today, are they? At least not right now.
They came out a little sluggish here.
Hopefully that continues until Monday.
So we'll get our executive producer engineer to look up Cameron, Missouri. We'll see if we can figure out why it is. What is it?
Crossroads of America.
Crossroads of America. As the infield once again in for the Saints. The lefty Wheeler comes set at the belt. The kick and the 1-2 to Gallus. Big swing and a miss. Gallus was trying to put this game out of reach. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Vladimir Frias.
That's not even nice.
We shan't repeat that.
Now, for that punishment, take away all the green M&Ms. Well, you can't because all the M&Ms are gone.
Here, go to history over there. We'll see why it's the crossroads. Vladimir Frias, the batter now. Vladdy had the big 2 RBI double in the first inning that gave Kansas City a quick, actually tied up the game. Kansas City ended up scoring another run in that first inning last night, taking a 3-2 lead. Infield still in for the Saints. Wheeler kicks and delivers, and the 1-ball pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. So Cameron, Missouri, the home of one Nate Dog Moore. There's a lot more history on the page about Cameron than there was Spotsville.
It's harder to
Spotsylvania. As Vladdy takes this one back up the middle, that'll score at least one. Here comes Blackwood around third, heading toward the plate, and he will dive in safely. As going into second place will be Vladimir Frias, and Kansas City will take a 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, Matt, you were right about something. The final score was not going to be 4-3.
And thus far, the inability to score with runners at first and third, nobody out last inning, has not harmed the T-Bones. As Frias will get RBIs 3 and 4 in this game. Maybe we just need to keep talking city history while we go through this. Brett Wiley, the batter now. Frias gets his lead at second base. We're still just 1 out here in the 7th inning. Kansas City 6 runs, 13 hits. The Saints 3 runs on 8 hits.
I mean, you're kind of right. This all started when we started talking about the home of one Cody Wheeler.
Spotsylvania, Virginia. Frias with his lead at second. Kind of dancing around a little bit. Wheeler comes at the plate, and Wiley lifts this one into center field. Looked good off the bat, but it did not look good as the center fielder makes the play. Frias tries to tag, and once again, Kansas City will run into an out here in the second part of this game, but not before. Frias will give Kansas City a 3-run lead. The TBones scoring 2 here in the inning on a couple hits. There were no errors and nobody left on. 7 of the books. DeLuca will come back out for Kansas City with a 6-3 lead. We're back after this on the TBones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
We head to the 8th inning as Evan DeLuca back out for Kansas City. He'll be facing Sonko Thomas and Willie Argo for the Saints. T-Bones with a 6-3 lead after Frias has now knocked in 4 in this game. So I'm guessing if Kansas City can hold on and win this game, Frias might be our post-game interview. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. So Evan DeLuca back out there for Kansas City. John Kovalik made his T-Bones debut here tonight. He pitched the 6th inning, and DeLuca's back out there here in the 8th. First pitch to Sonko, way high and inside. Sonko with a couple of hits and an RBI in this game. He's 2 for 3. Lefty-lefty matchup as DeLuca will kick and deliver. The 1-ball pitch paints the black on the outside corner for a called strike. Kansas City in this game still dressed out in their oxblood jerseys with the white pants. We will see special jerseys in game number 2 tonight. As the 1-1 pitch off speed and there for a strike. I say second game. We are hopeful that we don't play the equivalent of a full game here in this first part. Again, last night suspended in the middle of the 5th. We're in the top of the 8th. Here's the 1-2. It's a bit inside. A tough part of the lineup here for Evan DeLuca. The 4-5-6 hitters, Sonko, Thomas, and Argo. Sonko with 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. As this one's lifted into left field, and it's going to hook foul. According to third base umpire Jordan Sandberg. Two balls, 2 strikes to Angelo Sonko. As it looks like Mark Haynes will begin to warm up for Kansas City. He likely would come in the 9th. Here's the 2-2 on the ground towards second. Takes a wild hop, but Wiley, the second baseman, able to go with it and make the play for out number one. We saw a similar play last night back in the first inning. Off the bat of Tyler Massey as the ball started to skip away from the shortstop Thomas and went into center field. So one away here in the eighth inning, but in this case for Kansas City, Wiley able to stay with it. Tony Thomas the batter now, and he immediately takes the first pitch into left field for a base hit. That play last night off the bat of Massey in the first inning, second batter, originally ruled an error on the shortstop Thomas, was eventually changed to a base hit for Tyler Massey. That is the first one, I will say, that allowed him to extend his home hitting streak to 11 games. Of course, he got a hit here this afternoon as well. First pitch to Willie Argo is in there for a strike. Argo batting .276, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs. T-Bones leading at 6-3 here in the top of the eighth. Evan DeLuca on the hill for his second inning of work. Gives him a look at first. Now comes to the plate to Argo, and it's a bit upstairs. Tony Thomas, one of the better hitters in this league. Will get his lead at first after his base hit with one away here in the inning. And this one's up the middle, under the glove of Frias into center field. So with one away, the Saints will have runners at first and second here in the eighth. Back-to-back singles by Thomas and Argo, and that brings up the DH, Tony Caldwell. Caldwell's had a rough go of things here in this game. He was hit by David Holman last night in the first inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third and was hit by a pitch by Kovalik. Here today as John Mazzarelli is going to come out, and that could do it for DeLuca. Usually when we see Maz, unless he is mad at a pitcher, that usually means the end of that pitcher, and it indeed marks the end for Evan DeLuca. We're going to see a little bit extended time here for Mark Haynes. So runners at first and second with one away here in the eighth. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. With this pitching change, we'll give you Haynes' numbers when we come back. Kansas City leading at 6-3 on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Live today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Well, Mark Haynes will come on with 1 out, 2 on. Here in the 8th inning, Kansas City leading at 6-3, so Mark Haynes with an opportunity to pick up his 6th save of the season. He's pitched in 16 games. He has a 2.65 ERA, has appeared in 17 innings, given up 11 hits, 6 runs. 5 of those have been earned. He has struck out 16, walked 13, given up 4 doubles. Opponents hitting 183. Against Mark Haynes, the big right-hander, 6 foot 225 out of Sugar Land, Texas. The only guy in my 5 years here who said, hey, you guys have my weight incorrect. It's supposed to be heavier than you're showing. Please add 15 pounds to me. So Mark Haynes facing Tony Caldwell with Sonko at second, Argo at first. Kansas City leading at 6-3. The kick and the pitch is a little bit high and away. Trent Delmont behind the plate was very consistent last night, and we saw Trent do something I think we really have not seen out of him very much in these last few years. As the 1-ball pitch is fouled back over our heads. The one thing we really have not seen out of Delmont, he usually has a very good strike zone. Last night, and call me cynical, but I think he extended it a little bit. He was consistent, but the low and away pitch to a right-handed hitter was a consistent strike last night. That zone today has gotten a little bit smaller as it's off-speed pitch outside, and the count now 2-1 to Caldwell. Delmont, one of the best umpires in the American Association, but with the impending rain last night, the desire to try to get through 5 innings, that strike zone was a little bit bigger. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. So it's 2-2 now to Caldwell. Kansas City leading at 6-3, scoring a run in the 6th and 2 in the 7th. We came into today in the bottom of the 5th inning with the game tied at 3. Haynes with a long look in to his catcher Erie, now steps off the rubber. Wants Erie to go back through the signs. Erie acquiesces, and Haynes comes center of the belt. Long look at second. Now the 2-2 pitch is fouled off Erie's face mask toward the Kansas City dugout. Count remains 2-2. 1 out here in the inning. That's from Angelo Sonko, who grounded out leading off the 8th inning. That against Evan DeLuca. Tony Thomas then singled, and Willie Argo singled. As Caldwell taking a little bit extra time before digging back in on the right side of the plate. Haynes gets the one he wants. Here's the 2-2. At the knees for a called third strike. So Haynes indeed got the one he wanted. Froze Caldwell. And we'll have 2 outs here in the 8th inning. A huge strikeout, with the Saints having 2 aboard here in the 8th. Brings up the right fielder, Chad Christensen. Christensen 1 for 3. His hit came today. Had a double in the 6th inning. On that play, Tony Caldwell we'll say he was thrown out at third. He was big swing and a miss. The Saints with an opportunity there to really get something going with 1 out as Caldwell was hit by a pitch. Christensen then doubled to the left field corner, but Caldwell came around third, got just about a foot off the bag, and a quick snap throw behind him from Frias to Mojica, and Mojica applied the tag for out number 2. Big swing and a miss from Christensen, and Haynes ahead in the count now, 0-2. But that was a huge, huge out. Haynes, you can tell, is ready to go. Gets the one he wants from Erie. Long look at second. Now the 2-strike to Christensen. Big swing and a miss. Mark Haynes will get back-to-back strikeouts here in the 8th inning. And St. Paul, with runners at first and second with 1 out, will strand them at those spots. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Kansas City leading it 6-3. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to Community America Ballpark as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Kansas City leading it by a score of 6-3, and here to take you the rest of the way, the voice of your T-Bones, Nathan Moore. Nate.
Thanks, Matt. And as you mentioned, the Kansas City T-Bones will have at least 3 more outs to work with on the offensive end. Don't forget, we have another full game after this one. It started about 7 o'clock. Will not start any earlier than that as the Kansas City T-Bones look to win the series in this game and then look for their first sweep of the season coming up in just a little bit. The game to follow is a 7-inning game that will complete the 3-game series. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Kansas City leads by 3. Kansas City with 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 6th. They now lead at 6-3. And the first pitch of the inning is a bit low to Jimmy Mojica. Mojica, 2 for 3, couple of singles. Also has a strikeout in the game. Second game back with Kansas City. He more than likely will be in the lineup in the following game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And Mojica takes a bit outside. Mojica calls this area home. He played for Laredo a couple of years ago. Has played here in Kansas City. He is a fan favorite, and he has been for several years. 2-0 pitch is a strike at the knees, and the count's 2-1. Kansas City signed Mojica during the offseason, got his rights from Laredo in a trade that saw Kansas City trade a pitcher to Laredo. Big swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2. Now the T-Bones looking for additional run support for Haynes in the ninth. 6-3, bottom of the eighth. 13 hits for those 6 runs for the T-Bones. Each team has been error-free. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and way outside, ball 3, and the count's full 3-2. Cody Wheeler back out for his second inning of work. Last year pitched for Frederick. He also pitched for Norfolk, which is a part of the Baltimore Orioles organization. Outfield straight away. Wheeler's 3-2 pitch is a line drive into center field for a hit. Mojica with his 3rd hit of the game. So welcome back to Kansas City. Jimmy Mojica, who is a really good middle infielder, playing third base for Kansas City. This will bring up the young right fielder Dalton Wheat, 2 for 3. RBI. That RBI gave Kansas City the lead in the 6th inning. He has also been caught stealing, so he's had another great day at the plate. 11 RBIs for Dalton Wheat. Lefty versus lefty. More than likely a bunting situation, possibly. Not showing a bunt, and the first pitch is low for a ball. Kansas City holding a 3-run lead. Mark Haynes will have the ninth. This is a save situation for Kansas City's closer. Entered the game with 1 out and 2 on. He was able to strike out the 2 batters he faced, and he will be facing the bottom part of the order for St. Paul. Wheeler set the 1-0 pitch. There's a chopper to second. Should be a double play ball. Out at second, back to first, and a 4-6-3 double play off the bat of Dalton Wheat. That is just the first double play in which Kansas City has hit into since the 4th inning. They have hit into 2 double plays on the ground. They have hit into 3 inning-ending double plays, or 3 double plays altogether, 1 last inning. Off the bat of Wiley, Frias tried to go up to third, and he was gunned out of third. So now 2 outs, bases empty. In the bottom part of the order, Brian Erie to face Cody Wheeler. Erie's had a rough day offensively. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. He has grounded into a double play. And the first pitch is a bit outside. Brian, not really known for his offense anyway. He is a defensive-minded catcher, and he calls a good game, has a very strong arm behind the plate. Pitch number 28 for Wheeler is on the way, and it's an off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. And the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. If the inning continues, Starlin Rodriguez will come up. More M&Ms have been replenished. Wheeler's 1-1 pitch. Big breaking ball that never broke. Stayed high, and the count's 2 balls and a strike. Game 2 of 3. Game 3 of this series coming up about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game, which would be right about 7:05, 7:10, give or take. The 2-1 pitch is low. Ball 3, 3-1. No action of the bullpen for either team. T-Bones hopefully are not having to go beyond Mark Haynes. Haynes will look to pick up another save in the 9th inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And a pop foul to play. Full count 3-2. Mark Haynes came into the game for his 17th appearance, where he has pitched 17 innings. Haynes leads the team with 5 saves. Teammate Aaron Baker has 2. Those are the only 7 saves on the team for Kansas City. Wind blowing in from left field. A gorgeous day in regards to temperature. 72 degrees. Big swing and a miss. Brian Erie strikes out for the 3rd time. The throw down to first is in time, and Brian ends his day offensively 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a double play. We head to the 9th. Kansas City holding on to a 6-3 lead. We're back after this on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
We head to the ninth inning. Mark Haynes back out for Kansas City. He will look to slam the door on the Saints. Kansas City leading by 3. Haynes got the final 2 outs of the 8th. He struck out Caldwell and Christensen here in the 9th. He will face Gretz, Harris, Almadova, and Nate Hansen to follow if anybody were to get on base. A lot easier for Haynes. Obviously, if nobody reaches, he will never have to face Sanko or Tony Thomas again in this game. So a couple of big opportunities to get outs quickly. Haynes looking for that 6th save of the year. Kansas City looking for what would be their 18th win of the season. Kansas City coming into today. They are 7 games back of 500. St. Paul is 14 games over 500. So Kansas City trying to get where the Saints are as regards of overall record. Haynes will look to get the number 9 batter, Aaron Gretz. He is 0 for 3. Switching in catcher, batting left-handed. And the first pitch by Haynes is right down the middle for a called strike. Saints, 10 hits, 3 runs. They've been perfect defensively. Kansas City has 14 hits. They have scored 6 times. They have also been perfectly playing on the defensive end. This pitch way inside, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The final game of the series coming up, where Jared Messer will take on Alec Crawford. Messer has been really good. Alec Crawford has not been very good in regards to season totals. Here's the 1-1 pitch and a called strike on the outside corner. So good start. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haynes trying to be efficient with his pitch count because you never know. You may need to possibly get 2 saves in the same day if everything works out properly. Time called as Gretz steps out of the batter's box. Now back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-handed closer against the left-handed catcher. Pitch number 13 from Mark Haynes is about to be thrown. Here it comes. And a pop foul straight back into the seats. Haynes looking for the first out of the 9th inning. Lesser odds for the Saints to get their middle part of the order up to the plate. If that were to come into fruition, then the Saints' chances of a comeback obviously are greater. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball left field. Rodriguez moving over to left center. Looks up into the clouds, makes the catch, and the first out has been recorded here in the 9th inning. So a good start for Kansas City's closer, Haynes, in the 9th. Now we'll face Alonzo Harris, 0 for 3 with a walk. Alonzo Harris walked in the 2nd inning last night. He was in caught stealing second base. Just the 3rd time this year he has been caught stealing. Obviously have to prepare for the speed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the first pitch to Harris after the out by Gretz. They've not got it on the scoreboard yet. Harris fouls it away. Alonzo Harris has not got the ball out of the infield. He's grounded out twice. He has popped out. Haynes coming set in front of the count 0-1. And now the 1-strike pitch is a pop foul straight back over the press box. And the count is 0-2. It's a really good job by Haynes, constantly staying on the attack and constantly getting ahead of the hitters. DeLuca pitched us out of the 7th. Scoreless inning in the 7th. Pitched a third of an inning of the 8th. Did leave the game with 2 on, 1 out, but Haynes able to save him and save the inning. Now Haynes throws a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, the number 2 batter, Breland Almadova. He would follow. Then you start talking about the power hitters of Hansen and Sanko and Tony Thomas. Hopefully they do not get a chance in this game. Way inside as the fastball brushed him off the plate. 88 miles an hour, and Harris was driven backwards about 10 feet. Kansas City scored 3 in the first, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Saints 2 in the first, 1 in the 3rd, and ever since then, the pitching of Kansas City has taken full effect. The 2-2 pitch. It's a high pop-up. Right side, long run, Dalton Waite, the right fielder coming in. He's got it, and out number 2. So now the Saints are down to their final chance. The Saints will bring up Breland Almadova, who is 2 out of 4. So Breland, 263 batter, 4 homers, 23 driven in. He is the last chance for the Saints. The Saints looking for a little bit of life, but it has not come very easy by a good closer for Kansas City. He is looking for a inning and 2/3 save. Here's the pitch to Almadova. Shows a bunt. Back to the pitcher. Haynes barehands it. Fires to first. Game over. As Kansas City wins the series. And game 2 of the game, 6-3. So Mark Haynes fielding his position well. And for Mark Haynes, save number 6. David Holman does not factor into the decision for Kansas City. And pitching for the only time this year and rewarded with the win, newcomer John Kovalek will pick up the win. He is now 1-0 in a Kansas City uniform. On the flip side, Benji Waite will take the loss for St. Paul. Kansas City with the win improves to 18-24. The Saints fall to 28-15. We'll take a brief pause, obviously, with game 2 and the final game of the series coming up. It'll be a separate tab on the website, so we'll set up everything for you live back at the website at TBonesBaseball.com. Final score, Kansas City with a 6-3 win. They've taken the first 2 of the series, and they look for a 3-game sweep coming up. For Matt Folks, for Charlie Folks, Nathan Moore saying so long from Community America Ballpark. Game 3, the final game of the homestand, coming up next on the T-Bones Broadcasting Network.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at TBonesBaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.